This is a perfect agent speedrun for the level Airbase. The time I set for this video is 3 minutes 45 seconds. I recorded a slightly faster time for this level, but there was a problem with the recording, so I had to redo it. Trust me, I was not too happy with the fact that I had to redo this level. It's not the hardest level in the entire game, but it never seems to play the same twice. There seems to be different guard patterns, which makes it a little bit hard, but we'll get to that later. I used really good strategies in this playthrough that should help you out, and this first part's really fixed. The first lift cycle is 40 seconds, so that means you get 40 seconds to do this bit, and there's not much pressure on you. Like, you have to do it quickly, but you can't really do it much better than the 40-second mark. And the first little tactic I'm going to show you here is by using the bomb spy. You'll see that I close the door as I enter it. That speeds up that animation. So sorry, it's not the bomb spy, it's the drug spy. And what you do is you fly it into the doorway, and it actually jams the door open for you. I have heard there are ways of getting into this lift a little bit quicker, but it involves exploiting the first opening cutscene to this level, and it involves you watching the entire cutscene. And you'll probably have to retry this level quite a few times, and having to watch that first cutscene over and over again I think would be a bit of a pain. So for this video I'm just showing you how to get the lift at the 40-second cycle because it's a little easier. So this is whenever my tactics really come into play. We want to punch this guy out and throw a dragon exactly where I throw it there. If you don't throw it where I threw it, it may blow up. Even though that guard has been knocked out, he will still set off the dragon if you throw it too close. The next dragon, you can see I just threw in that corner. That guy will blow your cover, so knock him out. And I was really lucky to get him where he was. He could be anywhere in the level, but I got him and threw his dragon where you seen it. This guy here, you don't really have to bother too much about, but I guess I wanted his dragon. And just press the button on the console, and that kicks off the absolute mayhem that will follow. This is when the game starts spawning in the real enemies, and you can see the last dragon I threw there took out those two guards, which is a big help. And as I come through this door, you'll see an explosion happening to the left, and that's the dragon I threw at the top of the stairs. And from here on, you really have to improvise. I knew there was 4 guards should have spawned behind me, so there you can see I took out one of them, and I knew there was going to be about 4 in there, so I threw a dragon to take those guys out. And I think what has actually happened, you'll see that I try and throw a dragon at this corner here, and for some reason I almost glitched through the map. There should be 3 enemies in here, but they aren't there. I think I took them out with the dragon I threw earlier down that corridor, but that part is usually a lot harder, and I'll show you footage of that later. I think I got quite lucky with this run, and I do something really stupid here, and that's I turned left. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to activate the lift as quickly as possible, but if there had have been an enemy behind me, he would have taken me out pretty quickly. And you can see there is actually a dead enemy down there, and that's from the dragon I threw earlier. Waiting for this lift is going to be the longest 10 seconds of your life, and your heart's going to be pumping pretty hard if you get this far. But you can relax when you get this far because you don't have to kill any more enemies. When the lift reaches the bottom floor, just close the doors and it brings you up to the next floor, which is the exit to the stage, and you don't have to actually fight the guards that are down there. So turn left as you come out of the lift, and on your right is Air Force 1 and the exit to the stage. So what can go wrong in this level? Honestly, I think the hardest thing about this level is improvising. I find that the enemies are never in the same place, but I'm going to show you a few of my other runs of this level to give you an idea of what to expect. The most common thing I found after pressing the button was that there would be 2 guards would spawn right there as they're standing, and 2 guards would spawn where the smoke is to the left, and that's why I throw the dragon there. In this run I tried to not kill the guards and just run right past them, and just to try and set a better time, but I would strongly recommend you don't do this. The problem is that what happens is the guards actually, you feel pressured to move forward, and it's not the sort of level you want to try and do quickly at this part, because the enemies are so good at just killing you really quickly. So now I'm under pressure because I know there's going to be like at least 2 or 3 guards coming up from behind. So what I do is I throw a dragon, which yeah, I'm really panicked at this point. But you can see that there's these much more guards in this part here, which you are more likely going to find. There's a mine attached to the door which you have to blow up. I show you some footage later where I actually use this mine to take out some of the enemies in that room, which is a really good idea, I think, to try and do. If you think that from this footage I'm making these guards look quite easy to take out, they're not. Until you've played this level, you have no idea how hard these guards are. They can just instantly kill you, and that happened to me a lot. This particular corridor here, I think, is one of the hardest parts in the whole level. I don't know what it is about this corridor, but I died here a lot, and these guards are just, the moment you walk around the corner, they're on it. You see, he actually had a jammed gun there, and that really went to my favour. And that's why in the actual speedrun I showed you at the start of this video, I throw a dragon down that corridor just to try and take out as many as possible. So here I use the mine to actually take out, I think, 2 enemies in this room, which is more than usual. Usually I'll only take out 1, but I think another one ran over and he got taken out as well. I'll be honest, at this part I'm pretty panicked and I'm doing a pretty messy job about taking guards out and stuff, but I do manage to actually complete the level and get the briefcase and everything. I just wasn't happy with this because it was a bit sloppy, and I knew I could do a slightly better time. This is pretty funny. I actually improvise a dragon throw right out there, and I run out of ammo. That's one thing. You may run out of ammo, and I was resorting down to using the revolver here, and I run it here and try and press the button again. Didn't look right. And I'll show you footage where that comes back to haunt me later, but I take out that last guy, and because I've pressed the lift, it's going to come any minute now, and I do, again, like I said, I complete this level, but the time I set on this one's about, I think, 4 minutes, and I knew I could do it slightly faster because I did do it faster before, but my capture card, the footage was unusable, so I redid it a better time. Okay, I'm just going to show you one more run, and this is just to show you where you'll probably find the enemies. I think this is as close to what you'll find as I can possibly get. The run I got, the enemies didn't really spawn in the right places, but again, it can be completely random, but I think there are set places where they're supposed to spawn. And that is that there are 2 in this part here. For some reason only gave me 1, but again, it can be random. The other, I think 1 or 2 died with the dragon I threw there. And this next part that's coming up that I find perhaps to be the hardest in the whole level, you'll find there will be 3 enemies at this part. This time round I didn't use the dragon to take them out, I just used the K7 Avenger. Once you take him out, you should find that there are 3 enemies on the door outside the safe. And I kill one of them again by shooting the mine from this angle. And actually, I think, I don't know if I killed 2 of them, but I may have actually shot one of them. And you just basically press the little button on the wall and pick up the briefcase. And this is the mistake coming up now. I've talked about this before in the video, but I keep turning left, and this is what happens. So I hope when you play this, you will learn from my mistakes. I make these mistakes so you don't have to. And make sure you turn right as you're coming out of that doorway. I hope this video helped you to speedrun this level. The next level on the Perfect Agent speedrun is Air Force 1 Anti-Terrorism, and you can watch that by clicking on the video to the left. There's also an individual crown for this level, and it's called I Want to Be Sedated, and it's quite an easy one to get, but if you haven't got it, I give you a little guide by clicking on the video to the right. If you'd like to support my channel, you can do this on my Patreon page by clicking the orange button below. For as little as $1 a month, you can get early access to any of my videos, and it would really help me out. Another way to stay in touch is through Twitter or my Google Plus page, or you can just subscribe for the next video.